Hello, I'm Lisa Bowerman and I play Bernie Summerfield, and welcome to Audio Heads podcast.
You're
Hello! This is Geeks Assembled Audio Heads, and we are glad to come back to you. We are still skipping merrily through the Scarifyers series, and David Warner and Terry Malloy are entertaining us to no end. And we have finished the 13 Hallows of Great Britain, which is a great story, and it's all about a certain medieval ruler of perhaps the first ruler of England. Anyway, maybe not. We'll see. See what these fellas think about the whole situation. And so let's start off with, let's go over to Lee for his opinion on the Scarifyers 13 Hallows.
Well, I didn't know what to expect from this one because all the ones we've listened to before took me by surprise, and this one has done the same. You never know what to expect from these. Yeah, it's funny, it's dramatic, it's over the top. Legend of legends in hills of all places, especially Barry Island. Yeah, and David Warner and Terry Malloy are just thoroughly seem to be enjoying themselves doing these. And as I said, David Warner now has made his mark on these audios now. He is Harry Crow. Yeah, I enjoyed this. It was a fun romp. Not as long as the last couple we've listened to. It's a little bit shorter, but still enjoyable. Over to you, Susan.
Thanks, Lee. Let's go to Beef Dad for his opening thoughts for this.
Well, for me, this was great fun. It's all based in the Arthurian legend. And yeah, which has always been one of my favourites. But the extraordinary thing is that MI13 apparently is being got rid of, according to Commander Savage, who I don't know if I presume they wanted an anti character in this, and he really annoyed me. Really annoyed me. I got very annoyed with him. But you had the ancient old man. He's very old and he's completely mad. Merriman, brilliant, especially the way what he turns out to be in the end. Yeah, the whole thing starts with a haunted chess set. A chess set that moves its pieces without anybody else touching them. It just does it itself. I mean, yeah, that clever and funny. I love they find a horse's halter, and then all of a sudden a damn horse appears in the halter. in a museum. That's just really funny. So they call it MI13 to investigate it. And yeah, David Warner and Terry Malloy, absolutely brilliant as always. It all works so very, very, very well. Margaret Cabourn-Smith playing Lady Miriam Gore, another really infuriating person. You really wanted to. I was expecting to find out that she was really Morgana Le Fay, to be perfectly honest, because of the way she was carrying on. But yeah, they end up on Barry Island. Barry Island seems to be the place where King Arthur is now buried, along with all the rest of the Knights of the Round Table and the Round Table itself, I might add. But also you get, I can't remember his name now, it's gone. He was one of the German diplomats in World War II. And of course, this is all leading up to World War II. And he's there to, and they managed to find the Spear of Longinus, which is the one that was used to stab Jesus Christ in the side while he was on the cross. Yeah, so he's, well, they also say that Adolf Hitler is a complete maniac, a complete nutter. Well, everybody knows that he was a complete nutter. So yes, so yeah, it was good. It was good. It bounced along. It bounced about, and it was fun. There you go.
Thanks. So let me let you know the cast on this. Well, David Warner as Crow, Terry Malloy as Professor Dunning, Garrett David-Lloyd, the guy who played Ian Yanto Jones in the Torchwood series. He played Gluluid. And then I can't remember how to pronounce his last name because it's very Welsh. And then there's another very Welsh guy played by Nick Scovell, Reese Witherspoon, and he was the Welsh guy who was really Welsh. And then I think the German ambassador was Vernon Preddy, and he played by David Bickerstaff. And Ewan Bailey played Commander Savage, as Beef Dad mentioned. Lady Miriam Gore was played by Margaret Coburn-Smith, and David Benson played Mr. Merriman. And so that's one list I wanted to give you. And the other is this list that I've come up with, and it may be I have way too many, and maybe I got the Guardians and the Hallows mixed up. But here we go. Okay. First of all, I love the Cave-In cliffhanger, but we'll get to that with favorite bits. The 13 Hallows, the chess set of Gwen Bailey, or Gwen Bailey Morrell, of Oriad, Bailey Oriad, and then the horse and halter, and the sword, and the court of Padden Bissereth, and then there was the giant tortoise who was man-sized, and there was the spear of destiny. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, there were the talking eggs, and there was Dunning's wife, and Dunning's wife was she a Hallows or was she a Guardian? I don't know. Anyway, and then there was the Beaver of Leewood and the Whetstone of Toadwall, Thugwell, Thugwed, and then the Chariot of Morgan McFennier, and the Treasure of Finnegal, and the Cauldron of Dimwalk, the Goriel, and then the Mysterious Island of St. Barak, which is Barry Island. That's not really the Hallows or the Guardians. That's just where it was. And the Crock and the Dish of Regeneth, and did I say the Beaver of Ewaneth? Anyway, so there was at least 13 Hallows, at least 4 Guardians, but I don't know which ones are which. But like that's a lot of stuff to find. That's good archaeology. And there was an archaeologist, which was fun. And I love science fiction and fantasy, because archaeology bringing in the past and then the present, where the knight's running into all the knight who's blind is going to an ophthalmologist, and he keeps running into light poles and street signs, and he just can't get with the program because he doesn't have very good eyesight, or eyesight at all. Anyway, so they had a lot of amazing things in this, and I enjoyed the presence of mind of Dunning, even though he got caught in a cave-in, and that was really amazing. And so, yeah, well done, Terry. Well done making that come to life, because he just, he went out the back door. He was caved in, and most people would panic and then, expire in that situation. But no, he just found a 1,400-year-old knight and a blind knight, and went out the back door. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's my favorite moment. Let's see. Let's go reverse order. Please, Beef Dad, what's your favorite moment?
I think, well, there was a couple of favorite moments. My favorite funny moment was the talking eggs, who were complaining that a woman was coming and she was going to kill them and eat them. That was just so funny. And there was the sword, the white handle, which I presume is Excalibur, and of course they managed to get the Spear of Longinus away from the Germans, but of course it falls in the water, but is rescued by the Lady of the Lake, who then passes it out of the water. That cruised me up, and of course Merlin turning up with at the round table, who is supposedly a very old, very mad man, all the way through this, until you get to the point where he's there with them on Barry Island with King Arthur and the knights. the whole idea of this was to bring back King Arthur to protect England, because that was the whole legend of Arthur, that Arthur and the knights were preserved somewhere, and that he would come back when England needed him to fight. So yeah, brilliant. I love Arthurian legend, and as I say, there was also some very, very funny moments in this, and some very, very annoying moments, as I've said, when Commander Savage tells them that MI13 is basically defunct now and it's not going to be used anymore because people have no belief in the magical side of things. He was just so annoying. He performed it brilliantly, but it was just so annoying. That's me.
And Lee.
There's a few things. I mean, at the beginning when Harry Crow says, "Oh no, not there," of all places, not there, Wales. You know, that's Western Scotland playing last time. But yeah, the debate with Harry Crow when he goes to see Merriman, and he confuses him with the milkman. That was just a brilliant scene. I'm not the milkman. No, look there, it says MI13. No, it says milk. Yeah, and the talking eggs was just a brilliant scene. And also the Nazis on Barry Island looking for the Spear of Destiny. And Dunning goes and finds it in the ghost train on in Barry Island. But the Nazis have sent so many people in that ghost train who have never come out again. Yeah, it's a fun romp. Just imagine visualizing these Arthurian knights playing crazy golf on Barry Island. I just don't know where these people get the imagination in writing these stories are just so brilliant. You wonder where they pluck these ideas from. So yeah, it's a funny drama. Over to you, Susan.
Thanks, and I have enjoyed this. I think that the interesting points of this are that that Barry Island is a vacation spot and not exactly like a national treasure, I think, and but here they are, like Arthur's there. It is hallowed ground, and these things are supposed to point the way to Arthur, but really it's just a bunch of mystical stuff that points the way to Arthur, not just the things. So that's fun too. And I thought that I'd never get over the fact that Nicholas wasn't doing these. But David Warner has proved that he can do quite a good job at this. And that's wonderful to me. I mean, if he does Crow this way, it's just fantastic. Anyway, let's I guess my favorite moment of the whole thing was Dunning being clever. I mean, the whole getting caved in with the Knight of the Round Table, the one who and the Knight thinks that everybody's going to remember his name. You say Gluluid, and suddenly everybody's like, oh yeah, that's that's the knight, the gatekeeper of Arthur. But no, nobody remembers him, and he's all depressed because of it. And so, cool. It was just fun. That whole scene was super fun to me, because when one thinks one is famous and one suddenly finds out that one is just kind of just another local yokel in this menagerie, it's just fun. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Let's anything anybody else wants to say whilst just
I've remembered the name of the German diplomat, Nazi diplomat, and that was von Ribbentrop. And the odd thing about him is he actually parachuted into Britain at the end of the war. So yeah, he was weird anyway, but then you could say that about all the Nazi politicians. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Are we scoring as well, or not yet?
Well, I'd say so. Go for it, Beef Dad.
Yeah, as I say, the Arthurian legend is one of my favourite. Well, it's probably my favourite legend of all time. I have been to Tintagel myself. Yeah, and of course I love the Scarifyers. So combining two of my favourite things, it's got to be 100% a 10.
Wonderful. And Lee, what do you think about this? And what's your final score?
Well, I agree. I mean, I love Arthurian legend. I love all these myths, legends, and things like that. And this one being Arthur, and not a insight. So we avoid all the Scarifyers. Yeah, I can't knock this one. Great performances, well written, and funny as hell. So it's a 10.
Thank you. And I will echo this. I agree that these performances and everything in this story merit a 10 out of 10 for so many reasons. It's very cool. Oh, go for it, Lee.
I've just remembered a little bit in this, which was like a nod back to a Scarifyer in the past, where there was keeping the ex-commander who turned into a wasp in a jar, who was played by Leslie Phillips in one of the other. That was a thing, funny little item there. Go back in there. Oh, cheek shots. Sorry.
I'm the talking cow.
Yeah, that was funny, and I love that nod back. That's true. And the fact that it was just buzzing and buzzing, that was hilarious. Anyway, so with that, and we are moving on to The King of Winter is the next one that's in the series, and we only have 2 more left until we are going to be into the next group of stories, and anything that they are coming out with now that's where we're headed. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking our stuff. Thanks for sharing our stuff everywhere. Thank you for enjoying Geeks Assembled and Audio Heads. And thanks for enjoying Terry Malloy and David Warner's stuff, because we enjoy it oh so much. Anyway, that's us for another fortnight. See you in a fortnight. Bye-bye.